Hello and welcome to another Microsoft Word document, and in this tutorial we will be looking at exploring some of the additional skills that we didn't get a chance to explore in the last tutorial. What we explored in the last tutorial was pretty much about how do you go about creating a Word document, how do you work with the font group, the paragraph group. Then we went under review and looked at the thesaurus, the proofing, the research, and some of the other features. So we're going to continue to work with this letter that we started in the last tutorial. So to start the process, we would like to first of all work a little bit more with paragraphs. One of the things that you can do is, let's say if I would like each one of my paragraphs to be indented inwards, but only the first line, so I can place my insertion point at the beginning of the line and I can press a tab. And that automatically allows the first line to be indented inwards. Similarly, I can go to the respective other paragraphs and do the same if I want to do it that way. On top of that, if I don't want to do, or if I want to remove it from some of the paragraphs, all I need to do is click at the beginning of the paragraph and hit a backspace. And that's going to take care of that hanging effect, an indentation effect. Second of all, if I want to increase the spacing between the lines for my paragraph, so all I need to do is select the paragraph, and then in the paragraph group, click the line spacing option. As I click on it, it tells me currently the line spacing is at 1.15. However, I can change it to, let's say, 2, that increases to double space. If you ever had to write a letter or a paper or research work where you have been asked to have a double space, you can always use the line spacing option and use 2. You can go higher to 2.5, 3, whatever you want to do. So I'm just sticking to 2. And similarly, for the remaining paragraphs, I would like to do the same. Just go under line spacing and choose 2. That's the spacing between the paragraphs. However, that also increases spacing over here. And if I want to undo, in the quick access toolbar, I could click this blue arrow right next to the floppy disk, which is undo, and the shortcut is Control Z. Either way, I could fix the problem. So now I would like to select this again, these 2 lines only, and I'd like to increase the line spacing to 2 here. And these don't really matter. Now what I can do over here is I would like to increase the space above the paragraph for this particular line that reads, "Convey my regards to JC, Sarah, and James." So there is a spacing around the paragraph that's a different deal, and there is a spacing between the lines of a paragraph that's a different thing. So to increase the spacing around a paragraph, we rather go under the Page Layout tab. In the Page Layout tab, in the paragraph group, we have these options of spacing like before and after. So we can be going under the before option and increasing that to a higher number, let's say 18. So as I type in 18 and press enter, the spacing above the paragraph increases just a little bit. And you can see that over here we have the spin boxes. And also, if I want my after spacing to be reduced to 0, I can just get rid of that 1 and then press enter, and you can see how looking forward and convey my regards are very close to each other. So I've removed the after spacing for this particular paragraph. So now I would like to insert a picture over here where currently I have my insertion point blinking. In order to achieve this effect, I would like to click the Insert tab, and then on the Insert tab I would like to click the Clip Art. And once the clip art opens up, here I have the choice of selecting all media file types, or I can click down here and choose whichever file types I would like to select. So for example, if I want to uncheck the audio, video, illustrations, and I only want to look into the photographs, just don't forget to check the checkbox that read include office.com contents. And then under search for, I would like to type house. And here you go, I have several different pictures of houses. So let's say if I would like to look at this particular picture in a little bit zoom out. So if I click on this arrow, which is to the right of the picture, and I click on preview properties, now it tells me in a close-up this is how the house looks like. And these are several different words. If you do search with any of these words, this particular picture will going to show up. And then currently the picture resolution is 849 by 565 pixels. The name of the picture is this. The type is JPEG. Orientation is landscape. You can view it with Windows Photo Viewer. That is a default software in which this could open it up. Here I can browse through the collection of pictures by going forward or backwards. Currently it's house under construction. That is the caption. And I can click close. If I would like to go with this picture, I can click on it once. Or if I want to scroll for the other pictures, I can go down and scroll for the other pictures as well. So here I have, for example, if I want to select this particular picture, I can simply just click on it once, and here you go. The picture is available in its original size, and as you can see, it has pushed the contents, the rest of the contents, onto the next page. So this is a picture that I have inserted in my letter, and once I have done this, I can always increase or decrease the size of the picture. If you use any of these corners, which are squares, these are called a disproportional, and the one in the corners are called proportional. What does this mean? Disproportional mean if I go this way, I'm only squishing the picture in the width, but the height remains whatever it was before. If I come down like this, I'm only reducing the height, but the width remains whatever it was. If I start from the corners, then proportionally it maintains the height as well as the width. So it basically maintains both at the same time. One more thing I can do is I can click on the Format tab. Now, one more thing that you will notice here, that Format tab was not available before. It just came out. So for example, if I click outside of the picture, the Format tab will going to disappear. If I click back on the picture, the Format tab will going to reappear. These kind of tabs are called contextual tabs. They only appear in certain contexts, but are not there at all times. So after clicking on this picture, I can basically, in the Format tab, on the right hand side, in the size group, I can be selecting, okay, I want the height of the picture to be 3 inches, and as I press enter, it automatically adjusts the width, so it auto fits. So it's in proportionally, it selects the picture. Now I can also change the alignment of the picture, so I can click the Home tab and I can say, well, I would like this picture to be center aligned. So right now the picture is center aligned. So I can be changing the alignment of the picture just like you could be changing the alignment of the text. And there are certain other features that you can explore with pictures that we will be exploring later on, but for now these are some of the things that I want to talk about in terms of pictures. So you can be changing their height, their width, their alignment, and all of these little things. So, but when I clicked on Clip Art in the Insert tab, it opens up this Clip Art pane on the side. So if I click Close here, now it closes the pane. And let's say, now that's good, that by mistake, let's say I click on a picture and now I have 2 pictures. And that's also one of the common problems that do occur, that sometimes we get more pictures than what we wanted. So all you need to do is select the picture and press the delete key on the keyboard. And upon pressing the delete key on the keyboard, you can get rid of the extra pictures that you don't want. So here we have the picture that I wanted to select. Now, we would like to add some more things to this document. The first thing that I want to add after adding the picture is I would like to add the header and the footer to this document. So in order to add a header or a footer, we click the Insert tab, and on the right hand side we have the header. As I click on it, it gives me the gallery of different types of headers, and here I am picking a blank one, the first one, which only gives me one placement holder. Now before we continue, once again, we have one contextual tab called the Design, which gets added because of the header or footer. Either way, we're going to add the Design contextual tab. Second of all, header and footer is the text that automatically gets to repeat at the beginning or at the end of the page, and each one of the pages throughout your document, so you don't have to ever type it again. So here I would like to, first of all, apply some text inside the box, which says type your text here. Personal letter, year 2013, quarter 2. And after I've typed the text, I can apply the font features, the font's properties that we have learned in the last tutorial. I could be increasing the font size, I could be changing the alignment, I can be applying some of the other properties, and all of those things could go on. Similarly, I can be changing the color of the font. I could be making it bold, and all of the other properties that can be applied. To come out of the header and the footer, or if you would like to switch from the header to a footer, all you need to do is click back the Design tab, and in the navigation group, click Go to Footer. When you click Go to Footer, now it jumps down to the footer of the page, and this is where you can be adding some more details. For example, in the footer, I would like to add the name of the file. If you may remember from the last tutorial, I named it Personal Letter, which you could also see in the title bar. So instead of me sitting here and typing the name and changing it every time I change the name, it would be easier to hand the job over to Microsoft Word. In order to do that, all we need to do is, in the Design tab, in the Insert group, click Quick Parts. Once you click Quick Parts, then choose Field. And the field that we will be using is called a file name, but you don't have to scroll down. All you need to do is on your keyboard, press the letter F. And the file name will be selected automatically because that's the first property or the first field under the letter F. Now here are some of the options. Display the name as it is, turn it to uppercase, lowercase, first capital, title case. However you want to do it, click OK, and here you go. You can see the name of the file right in the footer. And this is how you can be applying the other properties that are available through Quick Parts as well. So if you would like to switch back to header, all you need to do is go to header, and you are back in the header, or click Go to Footer, go in the footer. Pressing Escape will turn off the header or the footer, and we're going to take you back to your document. And notice, right now you can see the header or the footer in discoloration from the rest of the document that is on the page. But when you actually print it out on the piece of paper, there will be no color difference. And just to show you what header and footer do, if I go to the page number 2, my header automatically repeats, my footer automatically repeats towards the bottom. So that's basically the good thing about the header and the footer, that they get to repeat automatically on the pages that we go with. Now, if I would like to look at both pages, but I would like to scroll back and forth between the two portions of the letter. So instead of me having to scroll down, then I lose the top portion. If I scroll up, I lose the bottom portion. So my life could be made easier if I'm in the View tab and I click the Split option in the window group. So I click the Split option. Now it gives me a gray bar that runs across the page. All I need to do is need to decide wherever I want to place this and just simply left click. As soon as you do that, it splits your documents into two documents. So you can scroll up like this, and you can scroll down like this. So you could be using the same document as two documents. So if I would like to, let's say, write a little bit about my house description on page number 2, since I don't have a lot of space here, or I would like to look at the house while I type its description, I can go to this particular spot, display the house in one document, and then display another paragraph right underneath in the other split. And when you are going to be looking at the final result, it will be the same document. So let's say this is a 4,000 square feet So here I have written down another paragraph, which is a little description about the house. If I press tab, it'll tab it over for a paragraph. And once we have written down this description, I can click Remove Split, and here you can see the description was written right underneath the picture. Now, the next 3 lines I have, convey my regards and looking forward. If I want these lines to automatically move to the next page, I can simply place my insertion point at the beginning of the letter C. I can click the Insert tab, and then I can click on Page Break. So what Page Break does, it automatically moves the contents to the right to the next page. Then I can go to the Home tab, and in the paragraph group, click the Show Height button, and that Show Height button shows me, well, you have the extra space over here because you click Page Break at this spot. I can turn it off, and it doesn't show anything anymore. So that's another cool feature that we can be working with. Second of all, as far as inserting these special symbols are concerned, we could also be inserting special symbols, but before we do that, let me increase the line spacing to match the rest of the document. Then let me insert some special symbols here. Now, what I would like to do is I would like to insert a different currency than $ in front of 300,000. So what I can do is I can click the Insert tab, and in the corner on the right hand side in the Symbols group I have Symbol. I can click Symbols, and I can choose, let's say if I want to choose Euro, I can just click the Euro sign, and now that displays in front of 300,000. So that way I can be using a different currency symbol than what's available to me on the keyboard. If I want to have a little bit more emphasis on it, I can select it, I can bold it, I can increase the font size, and I can apply all these cool features. I can italicize it. If you want to change the color, I could change the color of this as well. So all these little things you could do. However, inserting symbols is also an option available to you. So that will be Insert tab in the Symbols group. You click the Symbols option, and then you can choose a symbol. The last thing that we would like to discuss here, in fact, one of the last things, is that you go about looking at the document in the print preview. So you click the File tab, and then you click the Print option. When you click the Print option, it shows you the print preview over here on the right hand side, and you can switch from one page to the other. Okay, and this is how you can see in the print preview. This is how it will going to look like when you print it out on the piece of paper. Also over here, you can select the number of copies you would like to print. Your default printer will always be your first choice, but you can click in the list and choose the other printers if you may like. Then you can go under Settings and choose however you want to print, all pages, current page, custom print, and all these options are available to you. If you want a custom print, you can type over here, I would like to print page number 2. Or if you have several pages, like if you want to print page 7, or you want to then print 9 through 14, then 22. So this is how you can custom write the numbers. If you want to give the range, you separate it by hyphens. If you and since there are several different of these pages from different places in the document, you can separate them by commas. So that's about custom. Then you can also choose one-sided or dual-side printing based on the printer that you have, and then you can change the orientation, portrait versus landscape. So that's also one of the choices that you have. Then you can choose the paper size, which is currently set to letter 8.5 by 11. Then you can set your margins, and then you can set how many pages to display per sheet. So if I want to display 2 pages per sheet versus 1 page per sheet, so that's also an option available to utilize. So anyway, these are the print options that you can look at. Pressing escape will going to throw you out of the print mode. Now, one more thing that you can do in Microsoft Word is that you can take a snapshot of any of the opened windows and then bring those over into your document as well. Next, what I want to do is I want to show a snapshot of a web page that is open in a web browser. So let me add some more lines of text here on the next page, right above convey my regards. Our current home front yard view. So I would like to grab a view from the internet just to show you to achieve this step. So I can click the Insert tab, and then I can click in the Insert tab Screenshot. As I click Screenshot, it tells me, okay, this window is open. Would you like to take a screenshot of this window? As I click, here's the screenshot of the window. Now what I can do is, if I would like to remove some of the details, I can click the crop tool located on the right hand side. So you have two options, the bottom crop and the top crop. Use the top one. And then bring your mouse in the corner. When you see an L-like symbol, try closing in the gap. First move upwards, then move sideways, and then try to close in the gap so that you are only left with the picture that you would like to share. Similarly, bring the top portion down, and here you are only left with the picture, and the rest of the stuff has been cut out. To finalize, simply click the crop button again, and the change will be finalized. Now you can manually increase the size of the picture, or decrease the size of the picture, change the picture alignment as we have learned earlier on, and here you go. So we were able to bring in a snap from the website, and we were able to crop everything around it just so that we can only look at the picture. So that's another thing that you can do here in Microsoft Word. Well, hope you had fun watching this tutorial as well. Catch you guys soon. Thanks for watching.